Welcome to Selling Magic. This is the series for expert service providers in the spiritual, teaching, and personal transformation industries. Dear listener, this is for you if you are interested in selling something that can't always be held in the palm of your hand. How to profit from intangibles like potential and meaning, power, and change. I am your host, Anna Bellissima, and you can find me on all social media channels, and my guests here share their hard-won wisdom and cautionary tales to help you grow your business. Selling Magic is brought to you by The Demand Shift. This is the dark art of attraction marketing for inbound leads. This creates a pivot in your brand messaging that leads to more engagement, more inquiries, more motivated buyers, and it does not rely on constant content creation or live launches. It works on any platform and in any medium you prefer. To learn more, you can read about it at thedemandshift.com. That's thedemandshift.com. My guest today is Jason Miller. Jason has devoted 35 years to studying practical magic in its many forms. He is the author of 6 books, including the classic Protection and Reversal Magic, and he teaches several courses online each year, including the Strategic Sorcery one-year course. Jason is the author of 6 books, including the now classic Protection and Reversal Magic, and he teaches several courses online, including the Strategic Sorcery one-year course, the Sorcery of Hecate Training, which I have personally enjoyed, and the Black School of St. Cyprian. Jason lives with his wife and children in the mountains of Vermont, and you can find more out about his work at strategicsorcery.net. Jason, thank you so much for joining us. And I would love to know what piece of advice you wish you had had sooner when you went into business as, can we call you, a magical educator?
Yes, I think magical educator is great. And thank you for having me. I'm really enjoying your newsletters. And you have just a great take on things. We need more people for whom marketing is not some, black word that we do because, we have to, and it can be. So I guess the piece of advice that I wish I had sooner is that marketing can be fun if you are honest and you do things that you don't find icky. So, my rule is if I go to somebody's webpage and I'm like, oh, this again, I don't do that. Maybe it may work. I've turned my back on things that people are like, but it generates leads. And I'm like, I don't care. If it makes me turn around and go, I don't want to shop here, then I walk away. Because if I tried to do it and I dislike it, I'm not going to do it well, right? So there may be people who pull that off well. And I learned when I was young, I worked at a electronic sales company that was like Crazy Eddie. If you in America, he's like famous shady salesman. So I learned all those nasty tactics, and they work. And I hate them, and I don't use them, right? I've never. So you don't have to do the things you don't want to do. And if you focus on the things that you think are honest, that tell people what you do, and that you're doing it, that you can stand up and say, I'm selling for you, for people that want this. Yes. I'm letting everyone know it's here. And if you don't want this, great. But there's plenty of people that do. So that would be it.
So if we're summarizing your advice, we're saying find a way of marketing that does feel good, that feels right, so that you do it and do it well. Because the best marketing is the marketing you're doing, right?
That's it.
It's not the stuff you're doing badly or avoiding doing at all.
The first time I had someone help me with a web page, they set it all up, and then they said to me, I just need a free ebook from you. And I said, what? And he's like, well, you have to offer a free ebook for to get people to sign up on your mailing list. And I said, hang on a minute. And I went in and I changed the landing page to click here not to get a free ebook. And, I basically explained, like, everyone's doing this. It's fine if you are, but for the most part, these free ebooks are really nothing.
And who reads them? Who actually reads them, right?
Buy something from me in book form. I'm like, just sign up for the list if you want stuff.
I think, Jason, this really speaks to you knowing, you really, really knowing who your audience is. Right? Your audience being those guys, those people who will who will sign up for a link which says, click here not to receive my ebook, right? And that's the first principle of marketing, like, know who you're speaking to.
Yeah. So that would be the thing I wish I knew earlier.
Get into marketing and get into it soon. I would love to know how, I speak to a lot of business people in the kind of spiritual, personal transformation, teaching, healing industries. And many people have, at least for a time, found personal transformation and marketing to be uncomfortable bedfellows. Did I see that you've recently updated Financial Sorcery?
I did, yes.
I would love to hear about how business and marketing is actually a very comfortable and natural bedfellow for magical practices, for allowing, being if you will, a channel for which magical results to be drawn into the universe in rapid speed. Because while we are all incredibly wary of get-rich-quick schemes, even relatively slow growth is made exponentially more possible and rapid to achieve because of the times we live in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that the way that marketing and personal transformation, magic, spirituality, anything at all, is, if you go back, I'm going to borrow a term from a sales guy who's maybe not well thought of, Zig Ziglar. Old school. But he did say one thing that always stuck with me, which was he doesn't want to sell to people. He wants to sell for people. Now, whether that was true of him or not, it's something that stuck with me. So basically, whatever it is you do, you find value in, or you wouldn't be doing it and you wouldn't be offering it, right? Now, there are, of course, some people who offer something that they think is worthless and they know is worthless, and I can't help those people. I don't know how to market something that I think sucks. Like, that's just not who I am. It's not how my parents and grandparents, they all said, create value, serve a community. That's how you make money.
And you will be paid, yeah.
Right. So if you go back to that and then you think, okay, I'm doing something that has value. How do I let people know that I'm doing something that they might want? That's it. If your marketing answers that question, what is there to feel bad about? If your marketing, going back to my first answer, is like, well, I'm letting people know, but I'm doing it through these kind of shady ways of like, oh, there's false scarcity and, you must sign up now or we'll, that kind of thing, then sure, marketing, now you're engaging in something that you find shady and dishonest. And if what you're offering is value. So don't attach I'm old school, man. I'm like, you have something that you believe in that's good, tell people so that the people that want that find it, and anything else is just an extension of that. So how is that not something that people should feel good about. You know, that's sort of like, just because something can be done shady doesn't mean that it can't be done honestly
and probably better. Yes, and done much better. Yes. Jason, could I give you my understanding of your business model, and you could fill in any gaps or correct my misapprehensions, really just to give people an idea of what's possible. Let me tell you what my take on it is, and you can tell me where I'm slipping up. Is that okay?
This is exciting. Yes, please.
Okay. So as I understand it, you started out as, well, maybe not started out, but let's pick up the story at the time at which you became a published author. So your books lead people into your, people find you on social media and also sign up to your website because they buy your books, and that's one way they enter your world. Your books acting like as a $12 lead magnet instead of a free ebook, right. If you will. And also people come into your world through, how do people find out? You don't do any paid advertising, do you?
Nope.
It's all organic.
All organic.
And are your books the primary driver of audience growth for your email list, for your social media platforms?
I think they used to be. So I think originally that was true. And I used to joke that books were advertising I get paid to make, but I stopped making that joke because then people were like, so you're writing books as advertising? I'm like, no. I'm writing a book because the book is the book. Like, the book is self-contained. It has everything you need.
Happy byproduct.
Books are like, to know more, yes. Nothing like that. When I write a book,
it's complete.
Getting the whole thing. It's then I hope that people are interested and pursue more. But I think somewhere maybe 10 years ago or so, maybe even less, there was a shift where people who took courses started talking to other people who took courses or were looking for courses. So while I do think books are still out there and they do generate leads, I think maybe at least half of my leads come
through a network.
Just people who've taken courses talking to other people.
The social network, yes. I think, I can see that very clearly, that in the beginning the books would drive growth, but after a while you sort of reach a kind of critical velocity at which there's an element of virality, especially on social media, where because you have a large community, your content is shown to more people, and the social network takes over. And in terms of your offerings, like how you get paid, obviously you get paid on your books. You also, your courses, is your business model entirely group programs? Your Jupiter Magic, Hecate, St. Cyprian, these like self-contained courses, which, as I recall, are quite cleverly constructed. Can you just talk us through how your courses tend to work? They evolve over time, don't they, with the Q&As for each subsequent cohort?
They do. Yeah, they do. So basically, I only get paid I do get paid a little for books, because I'm with Wiser. So self-published authors get more of their book and maybe less, or they have to work. I shouldn't even say less distribution. They have to do their own distribution.
You have to work harder for it.
And hats off to them. It's definitely a way to go. I'm with Wiser, so they do most of the distribution of the books, and therefore it doesn't really pay the bills, but it's nice to have that income anyway. And then I used to do individual things. I used to do readings and talismans and work for people, but it's not scalable. And then, it was wonderful for a while. And then at a certain point, it's like, I can't service everyone that wants to be. So I'm going to move to spend more of my time on teaching courses. And then that's pretty much it. The courses do evolve over time because I keep this. For most of the courses, I do have a few, like the Strategic Sorcery course. It's just an instant. You can start it at any time. You get the emails. You can ask me a question over email, but there's no start and end date. But most of the courses that I'm well known for now, like Sorcery of Hecate and School of Cyprian, they have a begin date and an end date. People get a lesson 1 week, and then the following week, there's a Q&A where I answer every question that's been accumulated over the last period, and I go into it, and sometimes they last for hours and hours. I've been trying to kind of cut them down. I've been making facts now, and people retake my courses for free usually. So but I do say, listen, let's limit your questions if you're a retaker. So 3 questions, right. No more than 3 per Q&A.
What I love about this model is that there is no live element to those courses. I understand that that given the numbers of people enrolling in them, there must be a fair amount of client service and, answering questions. And I can't find my login and everything. But what I love about is that you are involved enough that people that can get access to your wisdom through the Q&A, but you don't have to be on a live call. There's no Zoom. You can do that. You can take that hour, that 2 hours, at any time in the week when it's convenient to you. That must afford you a great deal of freedom.
It does. And, I have had people, because I do occasionally do these live, maybe 3-4 times a year, I'll do what's called an arcane audio, where I'll set a time, people show up on a Zoom call, and we do it live, and then the recording is up for sale. And so people in courses have asked, can't we have a live Zoom in the courses? And that's sort of, no, because everyone that's signed up for the course they're all over the place. It's a multi-week thing. It's not a single event. And so I would have to have something for people in the UK and something for people on the West Coast. And, what if some people have off on this day and not, so I can't, yeah. No. So it does. It affords me a good deal of freedom. And I have, I have a full family, wife, twins.
Plenty to keep you busy. Altars to tend. Thank you so much, Jason. I'm so delighted that you are here. Tell us again where we can learn more about your work, and who is your work particularly aimed at?
Well, you can find me at strategicsorcery.net, and my work is aimed at people who want to explore magic with a little less magical thinking. So people that want to, dig into, I want to work for this and use magic to help my work come to fruition, rather than I want to wish upon a star and have everything happen for me. So that's why I say I'm reducing magical thinking in the magical community.
And more of the magical action. I love it. Right. Everyone, please go to strategicsorcery.net to learn more about what Jason does. And if you are in the business of selling magic, I would love to have you on a future episode. You'll find the application to apply, the form to apply in the description below. And once again, if you want to switch on a golden tap of hot leads flowing into your business who want what you're selling, check out the lesson at thedemandshift.com. That's all for now. Remember, you are magic. Be bold, stay sharp, say your prayers, and I will see you later.